Hi guys, it's Lainey, and guess what? Cookie Mondays is back. I'm so happy to start this series up again. So let's begin. So you're going to grab your softened butter and you're going to add it to your stand mixer. Add the granulated sugar, corn syrup. If you don't want to add corn syrup, it's alright, but this just takes lemon cookies to another level. And then you're going to add the egg and you're going to mix it until it is light and fluffy. So once it's light and fluffy, you're going to grab your lemon zest and add it to the bowl, your fresh squeezed lemons, and mix it for about 30 seconds or until it is combined. So next you're going to mix all the dry ingredients together before adding it into the wet ingredients. And as always, you can get the complete recipe at my blog simplybakings.com. Then you're going to add the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients and you're going to mix it until everything is well combined. The next step is important. You're going to cover your cookie batter and you're going to place it in the refrigerator for an hour. And then you are going to bake it. You're going to place I used this cookie scooper. It's about a 1/4 cup, and I scooped it onto my cookie platter and baked it at 325 for 15 minutes. I know it's a long time, but because these cookies are so large, it takes that long to bake. So I allowed it to cool down on the platter for about 3 minutes before transferring over to the cookie rack where it completely cools down. Now guys, these cookies are so soft and chewy. I love the texture. In fact, the next day it is still soft and chewy. Thanks guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of the week and I will see you on my next upload. Happy baking! Hey Simply Bakers, welcome back, and today on Simply Bakings, I'm sharing with you this simple lemon cake that will wow anybody who takes a bite of this cake. Let's begin! In a large bowl, add the unsalted butter. Now here's a baking tip. If you didn't soften the butter at room temperature, you can actually cube the butter and pop it in the microwave for about 15 seconds and it will soften it evenly. That was a tongue twister. Anyway, you're going to add the organic cane sugar, but if you don't have that, you can add regular granulated sugar and you're going to mix it until it is light and fluffy. It is easier to use a handheld mixer if you have it available. It's going to take a lot of elbow grease if you don't, and make sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl. Next, you're going to add the eggs, and you're going to add the eggs one at a time. So you're going to add the first egg, mix, add the second egg, mix, third egg, and then mix. So if you guys are enjoying this recipe so far, I have actually more lemon recipes. You can find them in the description box or in the upper right hand corner if you are using your phone. So next you're going to add vanilla extract, fresh lemon juice, and fresh lemon zest. Now I actually only added 1 tablespoon, but I highly recommend to add 2 tablespoons. I just got really lazy because my lemons were really small and yeah, I'm pretty lazy. Okay, anyway, you're gonna mix it, and once you're done, set this bowl aside. In a medium-sized bowl, you're going to add all the dry ingredients, the all-purpose flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt, and you're going to whisk it until it's well combined. So for the next part, you're going to alternate adding the dry and wet ingredients. So start off with the dry ingredients and you're going to mix it until just combined. Make sure to scrape down the sides and then add the sour cream. So I'm sure you guys can multitask, so stay tuned and make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with all of my recipes. Okay. So back to the recipe. You're going to get a cake pan. I will put the dimensions in the description box below. You're going to spray it, and then I always like to put parchment paper on the bottom just to make it easier to remove and make it like perfect. So then just go ahead and add the cake batter into the cake pan. So one of my favorite parts in baking is getting my spatula and just spreading the cake evenly in the pan. I just love doing this.
If you're the same way, put in the comments, me too. I'm sure I'm not alone on this. Or am I? Anyway, you're going to bake the cake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 to 30 minutes. Then you're going to allow the cake to cool. It took me about 30 minutes to finish cooling, and when you press it, when it springs back, that means you know it's definitely baked. So next, I just took a butter knife to just remove the edges or remove it from the sides of the pan, and took a cooling rack and flipped the cake over on it. Remove the parchment paper and then place it onto a cookie sheet. Flip the cake over and don't worry about those imperfections because it will be covered. So set this aside, and now we're going to make the glaze, which is basically powdered sugar and lemon juice. I slowly added the lemon juice to see if I needed more. Now it is so important, guys, to sift the powdered sugar. I did not sift the powdered sugar. I totally forgot, and my cake ended up, or the glaze ended up being lumpy, but it's okay if it is because I covered it with more powdered sugar, as you will see at the end of this video. So pour the glaze onto the cake and spread it out evenly if you can, using a spoon or just moving the bowl around. And oh my goodness, you guys, this cake is so delicious. My husband and I actually ate it in 2 days. We pretty much ate half of the cake the first day and the other half the cake the following day. So let me know in the comments if you want to see a scone recipe, a cookie recipe, or an ice cream recipe for my next video. Thank you so much for watching, Simply Bakers. I will see you on my next upload. Bye guys! Hey guys, it's Lainey. Today I'm sharing with you a delicious sweet and sour cookie called lemon snowball cookies. These are so delicious. I love the sweet and sour of these cookies. Let's begin! So in a large bowl, you're going to add 1 cup of softened butter. You're going to add some powdered sugar, some lemon zest, and you're going to take your handheld mixer and you're going to mix this until it is well combined. Also guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so you can get all of my latest recipes as soon as I release them. After it's mixed, you're going to add the all-purpose flour and half a teaspoon of salt, and you're going to continue mixing until it forms a cookie dough and I eventually had to use my hands to get it this consistency, and then I took my handy dandy cookie scooper and scooped it onto a baking sheet lined with a baking mat. If you don't have one, you can use parchment paper. Pop it in the oven, baked it until it was golden brown, and of course all the measurements and temperatures will be in the description box. After the cookies cooled down for about 3 minutes, I rolled the cookies in some powdered sugar mixed with a little bit of lemon zest, and that's pretty much it. One thing I love about these cookies, not only was it chewy, it was sour and sweet at the same time, and I love that combination together. Thanks again guys so much for watching, and I will see you at my next upload. Bye guys! Hello guys! Welcome back to Cookie Mondays. Today, we will be making strawberry cookies with chocolate chips. Let's begin! The ingredients you will need are strawberry cake mix, 2 eggs, 1/3 cup of oil, and some white chocolate chips. If you don't have any, feel free to use semi-sweet chocolate chips. In a large bowl, add the strawberry cake mix, the 2 eggs, and I know that looks like an eggshell that fell in, but it wasn't. I double checked. Then you're going to add the 1/3 cup of oil. Grab your handheld mixer and you're going to mix it. This cookie dough is very thick, so it's going to really stick to your handheld mixer, but it's okay. You can always remove it by using a spatula. And once everything is mixed in very well, you're going to add the chocolate chips or the white chocolate chips, whichever you preferred. Then mix it until everything is well combined. Once you're finished mixing, you're going to grab about 2 tablespoons of cookie dough and form a ball. Now, if you want to, you can use an ice cream scooper like what I did because it made all the cookies uniformed. And then I took my wooden spoon because I didn't want my cookies so fluffy, and I patted it down to make it spread out when it bakes. Then I baked it for 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 12 minutes. As always, I leave my cookies on the cookie pan to bake for about a couple more minutes before transferring it to a cookie rack. The first batch of cookies, which was this one, I did not flatten it out. I left it as is, and it took 15 minutes to bake, and it was very chewy. These cookies, I flattened it out. It only took 12 minutes to bake, but it was more crunchy. These cookies were very delicious. I loved that the strawberry cake or the strawberry cookies were very tart. And then there was the white chocolate and the semi-sweet chocolate, just gave a great balance to the cookies. Thank you so much for requesting this recipe. I really enjoyed making this. Hi guys, it's Lainey and Cookie Mondays is back. You guys voted last week and today I'm sharing with you how to make strawberry shortcake cookies. Let's begin. So first you're going to need to cut up 3/4 cups of strawberries and add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and then set this aside. In a large bowl, add some cream cheese, butter, vanilla extract, granulated sugar, and you're going to mix this until it is well combined or it is nice and creamy. So once you're done mixing, you're going to add the egg and continue mixing, and then you're going to set this bowl aside. Then in a medium-sized bowl, you're going to add all-purpose flour, baking powder, some salt, and mix it all together. And once you're done mixing, you're going to add the flour into the wet ingredients, and you're going to take your handheld mixer and continue mixing until it is well combined. Now, once you're done mixing, you're going to add the white chocolate. I didn't have white chocolate, so I had to use some candy melts, but work what you have. White chocolate actually does work better. And then once you're done, you're going to set that bowl aside, and then in the strawberry bowl, go ahead and add some all-purpose flour. And by doing this, you're just going to make sure the strawberries don't sink to the bottom of the batter. And once you're done mixing, you're going to add the strawberries into the cookie dough and you're going to mix using a spatula. And then with your handy dandy cookie scooper, you're going to scoop the dough onto a baking mat or parchment paper. So you're going to bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 13 to 15 minutes. And then you're going to want to transfer the cookies onto a cookie rack. And you guys, that's pretty much it. And oh my goodness, strawberries and cookies are amazing. These are nice and chewy and very soft. So let's vote again. Do you guys want to see apple cookies or caramel cookies? Let me know in the comments. Hey guys, it's Lainey. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the best strawberry banana smoothie you will ever try. It is so delicious and you guys will love it. Let's get started. So all you will need is milk, banana, apple, strawberries, and ice. So this is very important. Wherever the blade is on the blender, you need to put the hardest ingredient first. So since my blade is on the top, I have to put the softest ingredients first, and then I ended with the strawberries and ice, and then added the milk. Then you're going to blend the ingredients together, and that's pretty much it, guys. This smoothie is so delicious and it doesn't have any artificial sugar. All the sugar comes from the apple, which makes the smoothie very, very sweet, as if I actually put sugar in it. You guys will love this recipe. It's super duper refreshing. And let me know in the comments what kind of drink video you want to see next Friday. Hey guys, it's Lainey from Simply Bakings, and today I am going to share with you a quick and easy mango chia seed smoothie. This is so refreshing, so light, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Let's begin. So all you will need is some mango, which are frozen, coconut milk, and make sure you get the really good quality, and chia seeds. And if you want to make this sweeter, you can add a sweetener, probably a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons should be sufficient. And then all you have to do is just add them all into the blender. So I picked this recipe because it's really easy, 3 ingredients plus a sweetener, so 4 ingredients, and it's very refreshing, especially after all of the sweet drinks I've shared with you this past month. Also, you can make this into ice cream. It's actually really good. So all you have to do is just blend it and then pop it in the freezer. If not, you can drink this as a smoothie. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to see more recipes like this, please let me know in the comment section. I'll see you on my next upload. Bye guys. Hello guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you a Filipino dessert called buko pandan. 2 of my favorite ingredients in this recipe is tapioca pearls and young coconut. Let's begin. The first ingredient you will need is this, and it's basically gelatin, but if you can't get this, you can use Jell-O. The next ingredient you'll need is young coconut. I accidentally purchased the sliced version. You need the shredded young coconut. You can find this in the frozen aisle in your local Asian market. Pandan flavoring. You can find that in your local Asian market. Mini tapioca pearls in color green. Approximately 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. 1 can of evaporated milk. For the gelatin powder, just follow the directions. However, I didn't add sugar because I was going to add condensed milk later. You're going to refrigerate this for about an hour or until it hardens. Then, cut the young coconut thinly. If you want to have a lot of young coconut in this recipe, have a total of 4 bags of young coconut. To make the tapioca pearls, just follow the directions on the back. So I boiled water, and once it started boiling, I added 2/3 cups of tapioca pearls, and as it was boiling, I kept stirring the pot because the tapioca pearls will stick together. It took about 15 minutes for the tapioca pearls to cook. Then you're going to strain the tapioca pearls. There was a lot of water in it, so I just took a spoon and I just slowly mixed the pearls in the strainer. And then after, I transferred it into my serving bowl. Allow the tapioca pearls to cool down. You can place it in the refrigerator if you're in a hurry. Then you're going to add the evaporated milk, the condensed milk, and then you're going to slice the jello into small cubes. And the easiest way to transfer the jello into the bowl was just take a spoon and slide it across the pan. Grab the shredded coconut and add it to the bowl. At this point, I just like to mix the bowl just to combine all the ingredients together. Finally, grab the pandan flavoring and you're going to put about 1 teaspoon into the bowl. Once you're finished mixing, place it in the refrigerator for it to chill for about an hour because it will taste so good when it's chilled. If you have any questions about this recipe, comment in the bottom and I will try my best to answer them. Thanks for staying till the end. I really hope you guys enjoy these types of videos, and if you do, let me know in the comments by writing more videos like these. Thanks for watching. Bye guys!